I guess it doesn't really matter now, but I want to say thank you, Jamie Thompson. Your credit, I believe, was that your father? That was, I don't really know. Like, are you related? Really? Anyway, like I said, very beautiful, very wonderful. But I mean, there's a lot of I like the girl that dances and plays the violin too. I mean, you're all very wonderful young girls and one young beautiful women. Like I said, I hated what they were doing to all my beautiful young people that do stuff, but whatever. Anyway, though, but thank you very much. That video. I'm sure a lot of other people appreciate it too, but it's amazing, and it's wonderful and beautiful. And thank you for reminding me. And anyway, though, it was nice to know you. Like I said, many people were bringing many unusual and wonderful people. And they're all, a lot of women are wonderful and beautiful. But yeah, anyway. I just can't help but think that I'm going to mess this up. Yeah, she's cute. And I know, to her boyfriend, I think it was it? I don't know. Anyway, though, wonderful, though. It was a pleasure seeing the video. And yeah, well, there's more to it. Something about basically I was adjusting or having things adjusted, or people were adjusting things for my pleasure and taste. Nothing really outrageous or weird. So, I'm very much a normal person. So, and just on vacation, like I say. Anyway, like I say, wait until you start digging around the Pentagon and some of these other places. Boy, are you going to be surprised. I mean, it's wonderful, it's good, it's bad, it's everything. So, you should travel. I should travel too, but having a little problem with local help. As long as you're careful about your sources of methamphetamine and cocaine, it's kind of okay. Just don't let it get to be weird. Like I say, if you want drugs are fine, but go to a reputable source. Chinese, very good drugs. Middle Easterns probably can also get you some pretty good drugs. Irish as well. So, probably stay away from black people if you're white. You can't trust the black. Some white people. But Middle Easterns, gypsies, Irish, or Chinese, very reputable. And what's it called? Don't believe this whole you gotta do something to get something bull. There's a whole country dedicated to basically manufacturing drugs. Like I say, 4 sites around the world. Just be careful. Probably should stay away from opium. Not good stuff. If a guy says he'll make you famous or help you become famous, don't believe him. People to borrow money from. Germans, Chinese, really good. The Chinese are if you need money, go seek out the Chinese. They're very honest, like I say. 2 million years, they were always the most honest, most honorable people in the world. They won't cheat you. They won't charge you outrageous amounts. They won't ask you to do messed up things. They're good people. When the Chinese were doing bad things, it was because some black people were doing something blah, blah, blah. But that's a long time ago, so long since in the past. Also, Irish, some British people, some British banks, you can go to them. Another very good reputable source. America would have been good and was good, but oh well, you know, the Senate. Anyway, so yeah, and don't believe it. If some black guy says you got to go down to get around, don't believe it. It's all that's just. Like I say, even if you're black, don't go to a black recording studio. Just don't do it. They're going to cheat you out of your money. They're going to do some bad things to you. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Basically, if you want to make a song or do something like that, you want to go to some Chinese, or you want to go to some Irish maybe, or even some British people or something like that. You do not want to work for a black man or a black company, unless you wind up like Harlem and Wolf, which really means harm them and wolf, like wolf, the wolf pack. So anyway, like I said, I'm not responsible for the black leadership and their way of doing things. So, like I said, they spend all their money on weapons of mass destruction and other stuff. So yeah, you know, not exactly good people. That's where all the Bloods and the Crip money went, by the way. It was basically to bribe soldiers and to actually buy bombs and stuff like that so they could bomb half of Europe or something. I don't know. You have to talk to them. I say, Papa. He just had this thing about white people. I don't know why. Realistically, it was a thing about Germans, but it was also a thing about all white people. He just didn't. He had a serious problem. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe it's because he was black. So, anyway, well, yeah. And their dicks really aren't bigger. And I only made them slightly bigger. Blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I'm probably going to be taking that away at some point, or somebody will. It's like, whatever. It'll pass. Anyway. Like I said, black people always had equal rights, so. Anyway, you know, don't believe their lies. They're lying. So, like I said, China is the most powerful nation in the world, next to maybe Russia and Europe, basically, or possibly America, but Mexico's pretty cool. Mexico's just kind of like waiting it out, like, yeah, man. Actually, like I say, Mexico wouldn't even be in America, or wouldn't even be in the United States if it wasn't for me. I gave up Mexico and did all these really nice things for Mexico. So the Mexicans came here to pay me service, to pay me respect and honor. So that's why they're here, actually. A lot of people are like, it's like they're here because they were going to come and do things for me. It has nothing to do with Congress. It has nothing to do with America. It has nothing to do with the Republicans or Democrats. They came here for me because I did them a service, so they were doing me a service back. And that's what's going on. I mean, I'm sure as soon as I'm dead, all the Mexicans will be like, and we'll turn around and go back to Mexico. They were only here for me, so yeah. Even the Chinese were probably only here for me. So, and they'll be like, I can't speak Chinese, sorry. And then they'll go home to their home country. Like I said, Rodney and Rick Bush and everybody else who hadn't done anything for anyone, and along with Congress and everything else, we're just trying to fight them off. So, anyway, yeah, you know, I should really leave America myself. You know, Rick Bush and Rodney and the Congress were like, anyway, yeah. So it's all weird like that. You know, the rest of the world's going to be like happy having fun and everything else like that. Like, I help them, they help me. You know, we live in harmony. But, you know, it was just like some idiots, and basically it's just some congressmen and JFK and Rodney and Rick Bush and some other people. Anyway, I hate to bring them up every single time I make a message, but yeah, you know, like I said, there's only a couple people you can point to for basically all the problems in the world, and probably even the universe. I don't know. And at a limited time, a limited opportunity. Even the Germans said, you have a limited window of opportunity. Like, you know. It's like, you know, I mean, I had a colony ship, so whatever. I'm cool. So, like I said, what am I supposed to do? Go around killing people? Nah. You know, it's just, like I said, I've seen all the videos of them, you know, and they were supposed to, and they did do some good stuff, but not really. Like mostly it was just them trying to get in position and basically just sex, drugs, and a whole bunch of really bad stuff. So it's like, whatever. Good luck with Zachary, Bill Gates. Say, Bill Gates, you still shooting girls to the pussy? Yeah, how'd that feel anyway? Don't tell me. I don't want to know. So anyway, yeah, like I said, some Hell's Angels or some Vietnam vets were responsible for all the bad drugs, and a bunch of people went around and found them and then gave them bad drugs or something like that. I don't really know. Like I said, they were trying to come up. They killed these people so they couldn't buy meth anymore. And like I said, once they hit one drug facility, the word got out. Who had actually attacked that drug facility and when and where. So all of a sudden, the Hell's Angels or some group of people couldn't get drugs for nothing. Nobody would sell them drugs. No one would give them drugs. No one would manufacture drugs for them. No one would even talk to them that knew how to make drugs because they had hit a drug laboratory and basically killed the scientists. So, all the scientists, all the people who could make the drugs turned their back on them. And it wouldn't even talk to them. The only way they could actually get drugs was through an intermediary, and he eventually got shot himself or something like that, or got killed too. So, like I said, they're going around killing people. So, I knew about it. I found out about it, and I had nothing to do with it. I was like, their stupidity. So, anyway, whatever, yeah. So, as far as, like I say, 99 groups, I had nothing to do with. The Joe's Witnesses, the Jehovah's Witnesses, the Hell's Angels. I had nothing to really, that was more Nixon and JFK than me. I sold them an engine, and they were, blah, blah, mildly kind of doing some stuff for me, but not really. Mostly, I believe they were going after my drug laboratory or something, and I knew about their 80 or so drug combinations that they were trying, which was basically pretty much taking chemicals and putting them together and seeing if it would actually get people high. What they called acid. And then basically, like I said, the acid and all this and the blues and the reds and all these other pills, and most of them were just fake. And Rodney was telling me about, you can get this stuff and they make these fake pills and people, it's a placebo effect. People think they're really working. And I was like, Rodney, you're an idiot. Anyway, like I say, I had nothing to do with Rodney or Rosalie or any of their stupidity. So, and them trying to blame me or trying to whatever on me, frame me, and it's like, I had nothing to do with it. Everyone knew I had nothing to do with it. Anyway, and to the United States Congress, you'll never find those other people that you're looking for. They're gone. They're toast. They're guilty as fuck, and they did a lot of horrible things, and they were taken to a place for which you will never find. And even when you die, you may find a little surprise waiting for you. And there is no overcoming what I was, what I am. And no one has your back. So, what happens next? Well, like I said, what I did and what happened for 99 trillion years, and most of it was pretty fair. There was no stopping me. There was no stopping them. You were, whatever. And to those kids going, existential, they were caught too. They were found in a spaceship out somewhere and basically blah, blah. And they were pulling this trick on these people and making these people think that they had immortality or that they were immortal or something like that, trying to use technology badly. And they were found and dealt with and killed or something like that, or will be dealt with at some point in time in history and time and space. There are police, there are people that deal with things in space and time, and if I wasn't doing it, somebody else would. So, a bunch of people thought that they had gotten one over on me, or that they were more powerful than me, or that they were something. And it's like, no, actually, yeah, I was just gonna wait until you died. I figured there's no sense in getting you for I was just gonna wait. And I waited until JFK died. Like I said, JFK and Nixon and a bunch of other people thought they got away with everything, and then they found out they didn't. Even Nixon. Like I said, he went up on live TV and told people about chopping off arms. Why do you think he did that? Do you think he did that because he wanted to? Do you think he really did that because he thought... Well, I mean, he thought... Well, I had given him a leniency deal where he admits what he does, and then I basically don't torture the shit out of him. You know, basically. So, or something like that. I gave him a deal. I gave him a deal. I did not give Jimmy Carter or any of the others a deal. Or something like that. Basically. And that's why he went on live TV and admitted it. And realistically, he still would face collateral damage, but I mean, he was 80 years old when he did that, so he was like, whatever, or 70 years old. And he knew he was caught. He knew he was fucked in 100 different ways. I was going to come after him if he didn't. So anyway, still they thought they could get out of it, but anyway, so he told the world. A lot of people, you know, when I was like, you know, and there was a lot of other people behind me. Like a bunch of people were done with the shit, and there was way more of us than there was of them. So, you know, Nixon went up and just admitted it, and they cut the broadcast. And you know, Rodney or Rick Bush or someone in the White House or whatever, they cut the broadcast. They tried to cover it up. He admitted it on live TV, a public address to everyone. Of course, even he, but he had a backup plan of launching the nukes. So, you know, come year 2000. So, anyway, like I say, I don't really know. I don't really care. Good luck with that. You know, the truth was more than out there. Back in 1970, 1960, like, everyone just flat out admitted everything when they got to about 80 or 90 years old. So, anyway, whatever, you know, I mean, ignore me, you know, delete my videos just like you deleted Nixon's. Like, and Nixon told everything about the presidency, about everything he did. He knew that everything around the White House was being recorded and monitored, and not just by Earth. There was no lying. There was no hiding it. Other planets were watching Earth, or watching Earth. So there was no point. They were caught. They were done. You know, maybe it was Zachary or whatever that was trying to cover it up. You know, or Rodney or Rick Bush thinking they're just delaying the inevitable. So, you know, I told them, and I was like, whatever. You know, I mean, you know, like I was Brian, American citizen Brian, and like I said, even that was probably just an attempt to try and get me to, you know, to kill me, and then trying to get me to kill myself before I made these videos, before I told everything. And it's like, you know, whatever. You know, a lot of women worship me in the bedroom. Millions of people worship me in the bedroom. Like that little feeling you get. This your star. Bye. So anyway, I mean, there was going to be a while when you didn't have drugs, and I wanted to make it so, you know, you all could feel good at some point. So, whatever.